The news that there's no contamination, no risk from radiation, biological or chemical materials is the major development, although we did get the sense that that was the case. It's quite a small cordon around the property and residents have been allowed to stay in their homes, but obviously with the conspiracy theories that surround the death of an oligarch who was such an opponent of Vladimir Putin, you can understand why the police were particularly cautious and particularly concerned. We've just seen a huge police forensic van go into the property here to continue their searches, and the Sky News helicopter is now hovering above my head, and you'll be able to see from those pictures the vast property that Boris Berezovsky lives in, and it's one of many properties that he owns here. But the last few months of his life, I think it's safe to say he was lonely, he'd separated from his partner. We think he had some financial difficulties as well, and as you say, that interview he gave to the magazine saying that his life really lacks a little bit of meaning, but I think financial difficulties are all relative when you see the scale and the size of the house that he lives in here, a lake in the garden, a white conservatory with an indoor swimming pool inside. So I don't think he was entirely broke, but police continuing their searches. We understand Boris Berezovsky's body is still in situ, but we have reason to believe that won't be the case for too much longer.
Sky's Moscow correspondent Katie Stallard is here in the studio. Katie, good afternoon. How is this all being reported in Russia?
Well, he is a very well-known name in Russia. I mean, he was considered pretty widely to be at the top of Russia's most wanted list. He was previously a Kremlin insider. I mean, this is a man, and you can see from the live pictures there, the standard of living that he was used to in the UK. I mean, this is a man who came from almost nothing. He was a maths professor in the Soviet Union. As communism collapsed, he was importing Mercedes. He built up a private fortune, moved into oil, television, became so influential that he was in Boris Yeltsin's inner circle. He was instrumental in Vladimir Putin's rise to power, but who then fell out with Mr. Putin so spectacularly and so personally that he fled to the UK in 2000. He says in fear of his life in the course of accruing what were billions of dollars. He had also made some pretty powerful enemies, and from the UK he then continued to attack both Putin's administration and to claim that there were serious plots against his life. I think we can listen to a clip from a press conference he gave in London in 2007, in which he said he had discovered a credible threat to try to assassinate him.
I had visitors here in England from Moscow, my friends, who have linked to FSB. Yeah, and they told me that they are creating plot now. I mean, FSB creating plot now to kill you in absolutely different way that Litvinenko was killed. On the top of this murder, of this plot, is Mr. Putin personally. And I'm not absolutely surprised that they try after that to kill me or will try to kill anybody more, because it's very important that after Litvinenko case, West recognize who is Mr. Putin finally. And the answer is Mr. Putin is criminal. And regime of Putin is criminal.